apologize.
Oh, no, dude, I let it go like the fucking...
It's the whiskey, Jameson. For some reason, Irish whiskey just makes me gotta pee, I guess.
So let me ask you this, man. So far, the whole experience, what do you think?
Yeah, the whole experience is like, it's exciting. I'm not even gonna lie. Just to go back to like, when I first walked in, I was like, oh, cool vibes. Like, let's do this. And then, you put on the headphones, you do the sound check, you start looking in the cameras, you start looking at the lights. You're like, oh shit, what am I going to talk about? You're like, I should have prepared a little bit for this, You just kind of winged it like you do everything else, which typically pays off for me. But, I've done other podcasts and I walked in, like I said before, I walked in, I was like, this is cool. Not. I walked into this one. I'm like, all right, this is what I was expecting.
Fuck yeah, this is what you wanted to walk into.
Yeah, this is what I was ready for. I was like, all right, now we're here and let's fucking do this. No, so I was like, I was a little shocked, honestly. I was not prepared to like come into this and see your setup like this. So thoroughly enjoy it.
Thanks, man.
I
have a lot of
gives
passion.
a different respect to the whole process, just because if you look at anything, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
It's fucking not either, bro.
It's not. Okay?
It's not fucking easy,
You see the process
bro.
and everything, and even an outside perspective, she might be sitting there, right, just looking and just be like, oh, they're just talking into the microphone, which I fully understand. She realizes everything you guys put into this, but, hypothetically, an outsider looking in, like, oh, a couple cameras, a couple microphones, I could spend that at the pawn shop. It's like, no. There's so much more that goes into this. So, I'm glad you are following your passion. Totally respect it on a different level, seeing the setup. Thoroughly enjoyed being invited here, and we'll see where the rest of this conversation goes.
I'll tell you what, I've honestly put, and I appreciate you saying that, it means the fucking world, bro. I put a lot of not just time and physical dollars, but a lot of like passion.
How did you even get into this? I gotta know this. Like, all right, was it like, all right, so when I did this in South Florida for a little bit, it never came to what this is now. But I saw a couple podcasts. I'm like, well, I talked to a few people. I'm kind of funny when I talk to them. Most of the time it's because we're drunk, but, they still gave me good laughs. And I was like, oh, I can do this. And, I lost the wind in my sail after a while, and I stopped. But, you obviously passed the first couple walls of starting something new.
Yeah, it was hard.
And, like, what even inspired you to do this, and what gave you that second wind? Because if you're thoroughly gonna like follow something, a passion, all right, the first one is easy. It's exciting. It's something new.
Right.
I'm challenging myself. Let me see where this goes, right? But to pass that second wind,
bro,
that's something special. So
I'll tell you what happened. Yeah. What happened? So I tell people all the time, I started the first series of this whole thing, and basically, I saw this fucking show with a quote that said, nobody gives a fuck about what you're going to do, but what you've already done. And that resonated with me.
Hold on, say that quote again. I keep doing
Nobody gives a fuck about what you're going to do, but what you've already done.
Hold on, so you're saying unless it's basically, in lamest terms, unless your name's in the history books, like no one gives a fuck. Like,
nah, dude, nobody gives a shit about what you're gonna fucking do. Don't tell me, hey, I'm working on this right now. I'm gonna do this.
Oh, like talk's cheap.
I'm gonna start a podcast, and something I had been doing is saying, I'm gonna start a podcast. Fucking, I'm gonna start a podcast. And I've been saying that to people.
But did you do that and follow like the law of attraction? Like I'm gonna do this, and then it happened.
In a way, yeah, but basically in my story, the way that I started this is I had been telling people I have a real passion for stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I write stand-up comedy. I haven't had the opportunity.
Hard to do.
It is. I write a lot of it too. And right now, I'm trying to become a stand-up comic one day. That is what I aspire to. So this podcast, And this podcast is literally the gateway to that for me. And because if you know anything about stand-up comedy, you know every fucking good comedian, they got a podcast, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They talk in the mic. It is something you have to get comfortable with.
Oh, 100%. You have to be comfortable talking in front of the mic.
Yeah.
And you have
so
to
that
be
led me
comfortable talking in front of people.
And so that led me to basically a major passion for podcasts. And I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast. I listen to podcasts all the time. And genuinely saying podcasts changed my life. So I had been telling people at this time, tighten that screw on the side. I had been telling people at this time, I want to fucking start a podcast. I want to do this. Blah, 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 blah. And basically, I saw that fucking episode of that show and I heard that.
Right.
And this is right after the first couple days of quarantine. And I was like, I heard that in my head and I was like, fuck. I've been telling people I'm going to start a goddamn podcast. I was like, you know what? God damn it.
Right.
I say I'm going to fucking do it. Nobody fucking cares, bro. Do it. Tell people then. And then what I did from there is I didn't advertise this podcast on any social media for the first couple months of me doing it. Of any of my social media. You know why?
Would you run a couple shows and then just see
I
how
ran
it played
a
out?
whole entire season without telling a single person on my Instagram, on my Facebook, anywhere that I'm running a
bold
podcast.
move, Colin.
You know why? I wanted to get comfortable, and you know what I ran it on?
What?
COVID-19, motherfucker. It was the first week of fucking quarantine. All I did was a video vlog series and recorded it through a mic about COVID-19. What was going on, so you know how they had that video of all the people in Italy showing their first 10 days of quarantine and then asking us to stay inside?
Yeah.
I did the same thing just because all we could do at the time, they said, hey, what can we do to help? This was one of the things that people were doing to help, was documenting what was going on for their story. So I was documenting at the time my Idaho quarantine, what they were putting us through, all of our shit shutting down through a podcast. And I did that for about 10, 11 episodes. Right. And then the YoungBloodPodcast was born.
I can dig that. I gave
it a fucking trial run in my parents' attic, dog. It was the first week. I was still living in this apartment, but I went and stayed with my fucking parents, bro, because I was like, fuck this, dude, quarantine? I'm going to go kick with mom and dad, dude.
Yeah, I tried to, but my parents are in Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. You could have if you would have, right? You could have if you would have. And I could have, so I was like, hey, dude, I am a busy guy. I never have time to spend with my parents. This is an opportunity.
If I'm stuck like this, dude, I haven't had a summer vacation since, high school? And guess what I did on summer vacation? Chilled at my fucking parents' house because I was in high school. All right, I thoroughly enjoyed that. So I don't blame you for doing that, man.
Right.
I wish I had that option.
If it wasn't for the stupid COVID-19 pandemic, whatever, if it wasn't for this whole situation, I don't think this would have ever been born.
Yeah. Okay. I can dig that, and I can respect that.
100%.
Now, all right, so this is what you did during COVID, and I thoroughly enjoy you following your passion. And what I did during COVID, first quarantine, so we're talking like the first month and a half, 2 months that everyone I feel like was locked down. So my neighbor is an avid mountain biker.
Word.
I'm like, yo.
So is Camden.
I've ridden some bicycles in my day.
Which you just bought a new bike?
Yeah, I did. And I'm definitely, you gotta hear this. All right, so I get this guy on Facebook to build me a custom bike. Got a GT frame and put some nice rock shocks on there, good tires, rims, some disc brakes. So it's they call it a hardtail. I'm still new to this whole thing, right? So I got this bike and I was like, dude, this is fucking badass. Like I feel like a badass riding it.
You feel like a god riding a set up mountain bike. You just feel like
my
you
tires. I'm riding up here I'm going by everyone. I'm like, dude, I'm solid.
Camden's got himself a real nice bike, right? Camden, he's fucking.
I have a full suspension giant. Right now.
Yeah.
He fucking bike.
See, yeah, you're in it like my friend Nick. Naz's boyfriend, Nick. Yeah, dude, he's badass at this mountain bike and shit. I mean, he has a downhill bike, and I'm sure he has a few others, but he kind of got me into it. But anyway, so I got this bike, and I'm so excited. And my neighbor sees it. He's like, "Oh, dude, you finally got your bike." And I'm like, fuck yeah. He's like, well, let's go on a ride. I'm like, all right, I'm down, but I just want to let you know, like, I'm like kind of a beginner, and I say that because I haven't really rode a bike on trails since I was a kid, you know? Like, hey, I'm a beginner. He's like, don't worry, I'm going to take you down a moderate trail. I'm like, okay, sounds legit. He's like, be outside in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. I go outside. I'm on my bicycle. I got basketball shorts on and a t-shirt. Kind of like how I am now, right? He comes out, a helmet. He's got a fucking visor, glasses, fucking gloves, a water pack. Like, he looks legit. Like, I'm looking at him. I said, hey, man, you think I need a helmet or something? He's like, no, you should be fine. It's like a real moderate trail. I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm kind of a beginner. And when I say that, I mean it. I'm really a beginner.
This is my first ride.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's been like 12 years since I've been on a fucking bicycle.
Last time I rode a bike was in elementary school.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, like, we start riding, then, like, instantly I knew, like, my grips, my hands were sweating, I was nervous, and my grips were, like, they're legit grips. So my hands were already getting raw in the first, like, 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh, this is not a good sign. Mind you, we go up behind Camel's Back. 55 minutes later, I'm on a steady incline the whole time. I've almost passed out twice. I've had to get off my bike and literally walk it up a hill. I had, you know, old women are passing me by. I'm fully not prepared for this, out of shape. Shouldn't have been there. Way in over my head. Mind you, we're still working on our way up. We still have to come down this fucking mountain, boys and girls. Oh my God. So we get to the top and I'm like, oh, thank God I can breathe for like 5 or 10 minutes. He's like, almost lost you. You got a great pace. You're doing good. I'm like, okay, I can't even breathe. So he literally looks at me, and my neighbor says, hey, man, this is the fun part. I'm like, fuck, I can't wait, because this has been fucking hell. He goes, it's downhill, so we're going to go like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, I'm not going to do any of that.
You're riding the brakes the whole time.
And so I'm like at the top of the mountain. There's like 4 other people there, and everyone's staging off to go down this downhill. And I'm like, dude, I'm way in over my head. I should definitely have a helmet, at least. Like, this is stupid. My neighbor's an asshole. He's been doing this for 20 years. This is my first time on the fucking mountain
bike. Dude, that's how anybody who snowboards, they do the same thing. Hi, you're good.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Right? So I look at him.
You're good.
Yeah, you'll be fine, dude.
All you gotta do is go down.
I said, yeah. I'm like, do I need a helmet? He's like, you'll be good. I'm like, all right. So we're positioning our bikes, right? And I see him, he's like, I'm going to go down, and then you just follow. I'm like, that's kind of what I've been fucking doing the whole time, bud, trying to catch up. Because I don't even know where we're at. We're in the foothills. We're like by the tree line above 8th Street, like way up there. And so I see him position his bike a little bit to the left, and I'm like, maybe I should wait and then position my bike in his spot. But I'm like, no, he would have told me. No. He thought I fucking knew, because I've been up there a million fucking times, right? This is not my first time. Actually, it is my first time, right? So he goes down, and you know, he just drills it. It looks beautiful. Like, I don't even know how to
like
describe
Cam do
it.
when he snowboards.
Yeah, it just looks natural. Like, he's just hitting it and hit the turn, he's gone. I'm like, all right, well, fucking let me hit it. So I hit it, and I'm going down. And I hit the turn, and the front tire just kind of goes off the trail.
Oh, shit.
And my whole body and the bike follow that trajectory. We go off the side of the mountain, dude.
Oh, shit.
Dude, my elbow, my knee, everything's bleeding. Mind you, he's like, I don't know, a good minute in front of me. I gotta carry my bike up to the trail. I'm like barely making it. I'm like, I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. Why'd you fucking do this, dude? Like, you're too old for this bullshit. And so, like, mind you, I went down the drop and made it maybe 10 feet. So everyone behind us was just like, they're trying to act like they didn't see it. They're like, and I'm like, just hopping back on my bike. I gotta fix the tire. I'm like, just trying to straighten it out. I'm like, hop on. Finally catch up to him. He's like, dude, what took you so long? I'm like bleeding. I'm like, I'm good.
Nothing,
like,
bro.
Nothing fucking
Technical
happened.
difficulties, dog. Like, come on.
I didn't get on my bike for another 3 weeks after that fall, dude. It was so bad. I
have yet to cross over into the realm of the mountain biking because I'm a fixie rider.
It's dangerous.
Did you see my bike when you walked in?
Dangerous. I saw like 12 bikes when I walked in.
You were drunk, sir.
No, I didn't drink until I got here.
Oh, yeah, there's a picture.
There's like...
no, my bike in the doorway. Like inside the house.
Oh, no.
There's a bike right inside. I had a bike stolen right outside there before. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a good bike, yeah, it's going to be
My shit
stolen.
it was a motorbike. It was like a nice fixie with a fucking engine on it, bro.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
dope. Super dope, dude. That thing, ask Canada, that thing was fucking...
That thing was prime.
It was the coolest... You know how you see those kids with the DUIs? Those, like, sketchy, like, fucking weird dudes that are riding on the side of the road with, like, an engine bike?
No.
All the time, you're like, that guy's got a
They
DUI.
pedal like twice and just go for 30 miles.
Well, you're like, the guy's riding it, you always hear, like, some weird motherfucker. Like,
Right.
Jesus, what the
Dude,
fuck?
he went
Like,
faster than my scooter.
No, yeah, so I had they always have them on like some beach cruiser or some like wannabe Harley looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had an engine kit on a fixie. It was a fixie, but it had an engine on it, dude. This thing fucking went like 25,
like
30 miles an hour.
cc's or what?
50cc engine on it, bro.
Oh, yeah, like a little pit bike, yeah.
Bro, it was dope. It was fucking dope.
What happened to it?
Got yacked, bro.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
straight stole it out of my fucking house. I was so mad.
It's a cruel world out there.
But no, so I was bringing that up because you were talking about bikes and I had a DUI. You know, and people who get a DUI usually generally
Apparently in Boise, if you're going to be a bartender
you
downtown,
might have one or two.
well, I just found this out about 2 years ago. You're not technically allowed to be a bartender without a DUI, apparently. I was given one, and they're like, this is due to you. You're a bartender downtown. This is, obligated.
You need
to
one.
Yeah.
Everybody
You
needs
have
one.
to have one. No, yeah. They fucking suck, dude. Unfortunately, when you work downtown, it's so easy to have like a beer and a couple shots after work, talking with your coworkers, hop in your car and drive into two.
And the worst part
bars.
is, like, we all know that it's not based off how you feel; it's how many you drink.
Yeah.
And we're taught that.
Yeah, and we're supposed to like look out for that shit.
We know how to find it, but we don't
when
apply
you're
it
in
to
the heat of the
ourselves,
moment,
yeah.
you're having a fun time with your friends, dude. To be honest, it's really hard to keep track. Like, all right, I had 2 shots with Sarah, 1 shot with Anna, 1 shot with you. It's like,
Right.
all right, where am I at? And it's like,
Exactly.
and then what I've been explained is, once they get past that 0.8 limit, like your body starts telling yourself, like, oh, I can do this. Like, oh,
Right.
I've only had a couple shots. Like, let me hop in the car and just get home. Like, let me not even pay for the $12 Uber. And you're like, well, the fucking $12 Uber is way better than like a few $1,000 DUI.
Or if you're in my case, a $50,000 DUI.
My DUIs cost me right now $21,230.
Why?
Why do you know that on the dot?
Why not?
Why?
Why do you
Because I started being
Very
responsible and following all my financial records. No, I totaled a car too and kind of wrecked into 2 other cars.
Oh shit! I didn't even include the car's cost.
Yeah. No,
Jesus
so you have to
Christ.
pay for the damages you do to other people.
No, I'm talking about.
I'm just kidding.
No, you heard. Right. My mom, my dad, really being sad. I couldn't pay for that.
Yeah, it turns
So my
out.
DUI, I was like a fucking roll my car into a tree.
Oh, dude, that was like. All right, first off, I want to. You put that nonchalantly on the internet, like, oh, I rolled my car, I'm good. And I'm like, I start looking at the pictures. I'm like, what the fuck? No, this was quite serious. Why are you acting like? I'm like, yo, so talk about it. What the fuck happened?
So, Me and Shredder had a good day.
Roll Tide, Shredder.
Matt Shredder, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Me and him
were you playing Frisbee golf?
No, dude, I was helping him fucking move.
Oh, yeah.
All day long, moving furniture. All day long. We got done at 12:30 at night, bro. But we were drinking Trulies all day. The whole time.
Trulies, yeah.
But we were also doing physical fucking...
Like
we killed a fucking pack of Trulies.
Mm-hmm.
But we were actually, like, doing fucking... We were moving shit all... He has a lot of shit. Bro. Shredder?
Oh, like when he was moving... Okay, yeah.
He has a lot of stuff, bro.
Okay.
And not just like... he was like, just some shit. Come help me move. I was like, all right, cool. I'll be there.
It was like
I showed up and I was
like... You're like,
dog, this is a move. This is a move. Like, Jesus.
This is not a desk and 2 couches and a bed. Like,
this is a desk, a couch, a bed, a table, your life, your mother, and her first son, too. Like, the whole fucking 9 yards.
Yeah, it's like moving the family house into a new
But I
house.
owe Matt Shredder my life. He's my baby, my friend, my fam. You know, all day. I will do anything for that guy. I'll do anything for any of my friends. So, I showed up, told him I'd help him move, kept my word, and was like, fuck it, dude. Stayed and moved. I showed up at 6 o'clock, didn't get done helping him move. And we were moving him into my fucking garage because he was going to pay for a storage unit. And I told him, fuck you. You're not paying for a storage unit. I got a garage I pay $75 a month for, and I only use a quarter of it. Put all your shit in my garage, pay me half. Pay me half of what I pay for my garage.
It's like
$30
$37.50 or something.
Yeah,
like
$30
that.
to store all your shit a month. Bet. He was like,
Yeah,
hard yes. And I helped him move it in there.
Right.
You know,
Good friend.
Yeah, so we were fucking drinking Trulies the whole process of this. We finally moved the last piece of furniture out of the U-Haul at 12:30 at night. We're like, oh, fuck, dude, Jim's alibi?
Right. Yeah, I was literally passing Jim's alibi the other night, and I'm just like, who the fuck comes up with these
Everybody
names?
fucking
You know, but if you look at it, they're just like drunk one night. I'm gonna call it Jim's alibi. I'm gonna call it Hannah's. I'm gonna call it fucking... You know,
well, Jim's alibi has been. It's one of those Roots bars. It's been there for a long time.
No, it's been there.
It's Boise Roots.
Right,
you know?
right. And a couple others. What were the other ones? Broadway Bar.
That stupid
Where's
college
that?
bar.
Yeah, with the orange blue. Hold on, boys. Did y'all hear about this? So it's Suds, right?
Suds.
Right. That's
Yes.
what we're talking about.
Suds.
All right.
We got dollar beers on
All
Thursdays.
right. That's what I'm talking about. No. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So they had their sign stolen from out front. That's like Go Broncos, dollar beers. And Suds put up a post on Instagram. You can look this up. And it's literally like, hey, you know, whoever stole our sign, and you got to realize, you know, it's probably some like freshman assholes. They're just like, oh, we got fucking Suds dollar beers, like Go Broncos, like.
Got my Sigma 5!
Yeah. Fucking Delta.
That's a bad word. Sorry,
Like, what do you
assholes.
mean? But all right, so they take the sign or whatever, and Suds comes back and clapback session. All right, dollar beers on Thursdays is suspended until we get our sign back.
No shit.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
This happened last week. 2 days later, the sign is shown back up, just left in front of Suds. Swear to God. Yeah. They're like, dollar beers are gone? Well, fuck this. Here, have the sign, dude. That was like our whole thing.
No, bro.
School day.
Imagine fucking seeing that shit and like being literally fucking...
You're like, dude, you ruined fucking dollar beers.
No, your dumbass had already told every single person in your dorm.
They're like, oh, I'm the better.
I'm the fucking man.
I'm awesome.
So that's fine. I got that.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, you ruined dollar beers on Thursdays, you dickhead. You know? Like, return the sign, Charles, you fucking asshole.
Like, you fucked it for all of us, bro. Like, literally. But imagine being that guy because, like, not only are you proud, you have the sign.
Hello? Okay.
It's your sign. It's in your possession. You got it. But you told 19 of your fucking friends and girls you're trying to sleep with. And you're a freshman in college.
Oh,
and
you
all of a
know
sudden,
we told
all
the
8
girls
of
he's trying
Becky's
to
and
sleep
Becca's
with.
and fucking Brenda's are all texting you like,
yeah.
you better return that sign, Chad.
Like, hey, Chad, I get it. Like, you think you're cool, but return the sign, because that's the only thing we have to do on Thursdays. It's dollar beers, bud. And guess what? They don't check the IDs
Bro, it's
too
the only
well.
place that doesn't let us in, even though we're not 21. Like, come on.
Yeah,
We need
exactly.
this- we need
It's
this
like the place that well, you have a card that has a picture on it. You're good. Send it.
Dude, the guy looks intimidating. I'm fucking 25. I walk in there and I'm like, dude, it's good. I swear,
well, for some reason,
in.
you know, this is the funny part. I think he sees us and he's like, oh, that might be a cop. Let me thoroughly check their ID. But he sees a 17 to 19-year-old walking in and like, seems legit.
Holy shit,
seems
you're so
legit.
not wrong.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it. He's
But they check ours thoroughly. They're like, look at me, look at the ID, check it, look it in, like do the flashlight thing. But the girl behind me, like, oh, yep, this looks legit.
Were you ever a bouncer?
No, never been a bouncer.
Why? That's a good job, bro.
I really don't know why I never became a bouncer. Really,
You
honestly,
know why I was a bouncer? Ted told me when I started working for him, he was like, you gotta work your way up.
Oh, he pumped you up. Huh?
I went, no, he didn't pump me up. He pumped me down. He was like, fuck you. If you want to be a bartender, you gotta be the best server in the entire building. Before. Yeah, it was like that. He pumped you down. He was like, you see Becky, she got hired last week. She pretty. She bartending. You ugly. You gotta take some time.
It's because you
gotta put in work.
Yeah, well,
he was like,
you gotta put in the work because you ain't getting down. You gotta be the best server here. You gotta
bounce for me for a year. You also gotta bar back for 6 months, and then maybe you might bartend.
Yeah, it's kind of how it happens, sir.
Yeah, but that's why I back. So basically, I was a server, and then I went from tailgate to China as a bouncer. I had some fun as a bouncer.
I feel like you could be a prominent figure on 6 of Main as a bouncer. Like, hey, you're allowed in. You're not, bud.
I was only a bouncer for like 2 weeks before they're like, we need bar backs. You pretty, come here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool.
That's what they did with Chad and Chrissy. They're like,
wait, you got tattoos? And you like, you got... Come
well,
here.
They're like, you talk too much for the kitchen.
Oh, you were in the kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, you talk too much. Like, hey, how about we let you talk and make some money? And then they're like, hey, you're kind of good at this, and why don't you be a bartender? And I was like, fuck yeah, thanks for the opportunity, and kind of just rolled with it, you know, with that. You know, the front door, everyone, it's a honey hole. It really is.
Honey hole? What's a honey hole?
Honey hole is
What's a
just,
honey hole?
bro, you can go to it every day, you come back with something.
Ah,
it's solid. It's solid. You know, it's like a little secret fishing hole. I'll tell you what.
Is that a southern term, honey hole?
Yeah, I guess they say it in the South. Out
money
here,
hole? It's like a money tree. It's
I don't know. I guess you would call it like a.
I would call it
a guarantee.
honey hole. No, a honey hole. I like it.
Yeah, it's a little honey hole. It's it's something for you. It's genuine. And it always delivers. It's consistent. It's very consistent.
Well, I mean, as much as it can be right now.
You know what? To be honest,
were tips increasing with the people who came?
I'm not even gonna lie. I've come back like we aren't getting the volume we have, but we have substantial people that come in there and they treat us right. You know, we have people that are just like legit to us. Like they show their loyalty. So honestly, I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. I have a lot of faith in the Johnson family. Because you know me, I'm good friends with Johnny. Yeah, I'm good friends with Johnny, good friends with Justin. You know, and they treat me well. They're good people. They're good
people. They're wild and they make
I have
decisions
known Johnny
just like
on
us.
a personal note, never working for him or with him. On a personal note for about 3 years now. You know, that's what's cool to say. I'm the only I'm in the crew, but I know.
You're right. Yeah. I get it.
I've never worked there.
It was a little different for me because I moved up here and I moved up here for different reasons, but I had a little bit of money saved up, and after my first month and a half, I just blew it all like an asshole. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was spending money like I was rich. But I ran out of money, and so my buddy was working at the Reef, and I'm like, you get a job at the kitchen, dude. I'm like,
fucking work, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, I really don't ever want to go back to the service industry. And I went in there, and knowing my sister, which was a Boise State cheerleader, got fired from there and released. I don't know what it was. My little brother definitely got fired. It was a no-call.
Wait, your little brother was out here too?
Yeah, my little brother, he's been out here for a while.
Oh, shit, I know that.
Yeah,
NASA
yeah, Christian. Yeah, NASA,
Christian.
he works for NASA.
I've known your brother longer than I've known you, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I get that a lot. A lot of people are like, hey, I think I met you at a party.
Yeah, me and your brother are about the same age, but
right.
I know him because of the whole industry. You know, we're
the same 100%. But both of them got released from House Johnson, so when I got hired... they didn't.
Wait, you were released from House Johnson.
So when I got hired there, they're like, I'm like, I got past the interview, right? And they didn't realize who they were hiring. And we're doing the paperwork, and our executive chef, Drew Ledger, was like, he's doing the paperwork, and he sees like Brandon White, and it must have clicked. He's like, oh, the Whites. Like, all right, and then he saw Woodstock, Georgia, and he stops and he's like, by any chance,
are you guys brothers?
Are you part of the white family from Georgia? I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, yes, I am, but judge me as an individual today and what I do moving forward. Don't judge me as, my brothers or sisters' past mistakes, only because they were moving on to like better and bigger and better stuff. They had their reasons for doing that. But long story short, House Johnson's like, they accepted me, and I've had to work for that respect. But I think I put in the work, and I consider them family. They consider me family. But I had to. I had to work put in the work for that. I swear to God, it was not easy.
So I was thinking one thing we're going to do pretty soon, I was talking to Shredder about it, is a bartender's cast. With you, Andy, Johnny, and Matt.
I would dig that.
Those are a lot of
my mentors, believe it or not, Andy, Matt, Johnny, those are the bartenders that kind of like taught me everything.
Matt Shredder is a fucking mixologist. He got so mad when they called him that.
Johnny's really good, and Andy has definitely phenomenal manager, phenomenal human. He's a people's person.
He's just great. Amazing.
He knows how to like talk to everyone.
He knows his craft, man, and what his craft is.
I've learned so much from those three guys, those gentlemen. Honestly, well, at times. Anyways, I know I've learned so much from them. Like, I've gone up to Matt because I started in the kitchen. Like, all right, I can cook food, I can mix ingredients, but working as a bartender, I had no idea what to do. So I've asked Matt a couple points and tips. Johnny's helped me out through in and throughout, and Andy's helped me out on different levels, but I would thoroughly enjoy that because I think us four together would definitely have an intriguing conversation.
Well, Johnny, I talked to him last week about coming on. I have actually Eric from the Reef coming on Thursday.
Oh, Eric,
Eric Realtor.
Yeah.
Realtor Eric, he's bringing his team member on from City of Trees Real Estate. We're doing a whole podcast for them, and big things on the YoungBlood podcast, bro.
Eric's a good guy. He's
I've known him for a long time. Dude. He's a fucking character, man.
Yeah, he's been a genuine friend from day one. He's just an honest person. He'll tell you straight up.
He works hard, kicks ass, takes names, and ends the day, baby.
He has goals, not just for the weekend.
Right.
He
he's
has
not just there
solid
bartending.
goals.
He's there because this is money, motherfucker. I want it in my pocket, but tell you what, this ain't the only money I'm making.
Right.
Yeah. He ends the day, but he'll come back tomorrow.
Oh, he's taught me a lot.
He's
especially
all
about the future. Like, hey, is this what you want, or what's your next goal? What's your next ambition?
Damn, that's a fucking friend.
Oh, he's a solid friend. He's a legit friend. His girlfriend's great too. Steph.
Dude, that's a friend. You're telling me, what's your goal? Like, where are you going with this?
Me?
Holy shit. No, that's what
Oh, no, 100%. Yeah, he makes you think outside the box. Wow. He's like, hey, what's next, bud? Like, this is good, but what's next? And, honestly, he's like one of those friends that it's like a competition. Like, hey, what are we going to do tonight? you know, at work it might be like, you know, how many glasses of water are you going to drink? And it's always a competition to make you a better person.
Right.
Or like how many specials are you going to sell? Something like that. But he's always down there to talk to, and he's, you know, a personable person. You know, he's got a lot of goals and ambitions.
Yeah, he wanted to come on the show, but like when he wanted to come on, I got his card right up there actually. All my homies' business cards are gonna go on that wall, but he's on the bottom right.
Okay.
Yep.
The white one?
Yep.
All white?
Yeah.
Oh man, it looks like the. Oh. I thought it was the Men in Black one, 2 cards over. Just a name, solid white card, like, hey.
Oh, no, that's my business. That's the back of my business card.
Just come to this building. Good luck. You're gonna see 2 gigantic fans.
No, man, he wanted to come on the show, and he didn't just want to come on the show. He was like, hey, this is an opportunity for me.
Right.
Is what he thought. You know, he was like, oh, I want to come on your show. Like, fuck yeah. And then he was like, wait, I'm going to come on the show. This is an opportunity for me and my company. He's bringing another realtor from his fucking company, City of Trees Real Estate. Huge team member, like huge fucking... Legit. To just come on and talk about their life, their story, what's going on with them in fucking Cities of Trees. And this is an opportunity for me to give them advertisement.
Well, I think it goes back and forth. I think it goes back and forth. I think it's going to be a great thing, you know? It's going to,
and this
like,
is the podcast
show
we
Eric,
probably won't
but it's
drink
gonna,
on
like,
the podcast, you know?
Right, it's going to be a little bit more official, not like this, a little bit more laid back, which I would appreciate this. I this is how I like it, you know? This is where you get the person's genuine responses, you know?
I had my tattoo artist. He wants to come on next. Jason Corona. He does all this work up here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you got some solid color. We got some solid color there.
So, oh, there it is.
There it is. Solid color.
So Cam is showing. He's here.
Is that space?
That's all space.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I got this is a fresh one.
Oh yeah, that's new lines, clean lines too.
Right here.
Yeah, black and red.
That right there. It's a titty skull.
Man.
It's a titty skull. Show the cameras.
You're showing it upside down so they can't really see it.
Fuck you, Cameron. But that being said, he was all giving me a tattoo a couple weeks ago. And he was like, bro, like, I've seen your show. It's just fucking popping off. It's a good time, dog. Get me on there. It's like, cool. Because he was like trying to get Jason, my tattoo artist. And, you know, that's not a problem at all. You know, I'll get you on the show and fucking straight asked me to get on the show, bro. And I was like, damn, bro, I appreciate it. But it's also one of those things. It is not just a good thing for me to have their social media aspect and everything. When somebody else comes on the show,
it's a give and take thing. It's a wonderful thing, and I'm sure like he's super thankful about that because like, you know, it's opportunity for him to invest in his area and then invest into the show.
So we're going to have Jason Corona around here at some point in time. We're not sure quite when.
He's the one that did all your tattoos, right?
He's the one that did all the work on my right arm, and I've got like 3 artists now, but he's the one who did the main set of things, and he's also the one that I go to regularly. I send everybody to him. He's over at Lifestyle Tattoo in Boise, Idaho, or at Meridian.
Where's that located? Oh, Meridian?
Meridian on Eagle and Overland.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Work,
Dude, this
is my favorite. That one right
solid
here.
Colors.
This one right here, it's not done yet. He's still got to finish the earth and the elbow.
Right.
But it's an astronaut sitting on the moon on a bench, looking at Earth by himself. No ship, no nothing. He's stuck on the moon.
It's like that Russian astronaut.
And at this point, he's
real quick, Cam.
At this point, he's stuck on the moon, looking at literally what's going on down here.
Right.
Fuck.
There's a Russian astronaut that like kind of just got left in space for a while. I don't know the whole background story of it. No, it's not the Russian astronaut that got stuck in space for like a year and a half because of the Cold War.
Right.
So he went up there before the Cold War started, apparently, and they switched.
Why
they
is
switched
this
governments while he was in space, and he was just stuck out there for like a year and a half. The Russians were just like, I don't know what to do with you, bud. Like, you're kind of just stuck up.
Soviet citizen.
Yeah.
The cosmonaut who was behind in space.
How long was he up there?
Sergei Krikov. I'm
Kirklev.
Yeah, I'm probably butchering that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to scan this.
Do you like Camden's setup, dude? Look at that shit.
Oh, I dig it. I totally appreciate this. So, from what I got from the stories, he went up there right before they had like a little slight revolution, kind of switch in government, and while he was in space, they switched up the whole government. And he ended up just orbiting the Earth for like a year before he could come back home.
Running on MREs and fucking adrenaline, bro.
Dude, he came back, he couldn't even walk.
What?
Just because he's been in space
Oh,
too
that's
long.
a long
Yeah,
time.
dude.
That's how astronauts are, though.
Yeah, he's just like a year. Can you imagine, like, I left the United States.
Camden, can you do
My
me one
first
quick
2 weeks.
Google? Would you look up the amount of time an average astronaut spends in space?
I can do that.
What's the average time?
Can you imagine that, though? Like, guess what? Hey, me and you get sent up to the IS.
Have you seen Space Force?
ISSA. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
like
like
the
that.
first couple episodes.
Have you seen the whole
6
season?
months.
Have you seen the whole season?
About 6
About
months.
6 months.
Holy
How long does it
shit.
take to recover from that, though?
No, but still, but 6 months, that's a year and a half.
Well, I mean, if you're going to spend about $40
That is
billion
three
to send me up, I'm
times.
going to spend
Bro,
a
that is
6
3
months
times the
vacay.
amount of the average astronaut.
Yeah, it's intense.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
We respect you, Russian cosmonaut.
Yeah.
We respect you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
After a 3 to 4 month trip to space, it takes about 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
to regain the lost bone density.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
2 to 3 years
Wow.
after
Star Wars was
after
full
a
of
3 to
shit.
4 month journey. So those guys that are going an average of 6 months.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's just because no gravity, or just like there's something up in there?
There's
like,
no gravity.
Yeah, fuck
Because it-
Star Trek and Star Wars. They're
Think
fucking
about
liars.
Think about it. Humans are built for Earth. So when you
Right,
take away
right,
the
right.
gravity and all that shit that's making our body work,
Right.
you go into space, there's no gravity. Your bones, they don't have to work. There's no gravity. You don't have to hold yourself up,
Yeah.
right? So you're just floating. And so they're just like...
Just kind of like
I'm
going
just-
about it.
Yeah, I'm just going
I heard
to
this-
adapt to
I
the
heard this-
situation real quick.
I heard this new like speculation that NASA had just discovered like I think it was like 3,900 planets that were like Earth livable like us.
Right.
That's pretty intense to think about. Now my uncle's a rocket scientist for NASA. My family's like pretty prominent.
And your brother,
in NASA.
Did he do some shit with NASA?
Yeah, he's still contracted through them, I believe. I don't know. He's done his 3rd year apprenticeship. But after the 4th year, you get accepted or not. I think he's on the right track, but
Dope.
I really don't know. But
Christian White, let's go.
yeah.
Howdy, kid. Good for you, man. Keep
I wore
sending
one
those
of
stripes.
I wore one of his T-shirts to like an outside event. It said NASA. It looked real legit. They're like, "Are you part of NASA?" I'm like,
Dude, I've partied with him. Dude, that is his statement.
dude,
dude, and then he
if
set it
you
off,
work
man.
for fucking NASA, when she like, hey, by the way,
All
build
the time.
rocket ships,
Dude,
y'all.
that gets your brother laid all the time.
Well, it did for a while. He's
Still
got a
does.
solid girl
Still
now.
does.
He's got a solid girl now. He's
still
locked
would.
down.
Still would.
Well, I'm
Still
sure
would.
that's one of the
Still would.
contributions that it gave him.
Bro, I
Yeah,
partied
so.
with him multiple times. I used to be like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like, hey, by the way,
Because
if
if
y'all
I was-
didn't know, I kind of work for NASA.
Literally, they'd be like, even my girlfriend at the time was like, what?
I hate to say it, I've used him. I was like, yeah. By the way, my brother works for NASA. It's kind of a big deal, I hate to say it. I've used my little brother. Like, yeah, my little brother works for NASA. Don't know if you like space, but roll tide.
So I ask everybody who comes on this podcast, who would you like to see next on this show?
Oh, on the show. If I had to think about
Of
it.
the Boise locals, the Boise
Oh,
scene, the
now
Boise-
we're getting okay.
Yeah,
I thought we
back
were
to-
talking fantasies.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no,
well,
baby. No,
let's-
baby.
let's go, boys.
All about people we know,
I
like all
want
that.
Donald Trump on this podcast.
Yeah, like, let's fucking get famous here, boys and girls.
Realistically, to the people who actually might hear you say it, when they're like, oh,
Let's see. Who would I want to
fuck.
hear
You're on
some
episode
shit from?
18, my man.
Yeah,
Who do
so
you wanna
who would
s-
I want to be? 19?
19, 20, 21, like, come on, man. Who do you want to see? Come on.
I don't know. You know what? A different perspective that I'd like to hear. There's two people I'd like to hear. Either Bradford Wallace.
Who the
He's.
fuck is that?
Oh, well, let me tell you about him. So he's a bartender / manager at Edge Brewery.
Word, that would be cool.
Very, very distinctive individual. Taught me a lot about everything about life. Taught me how to make the. Where's that even come from?
Your phone charging in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You go grab it. It's good.
Yeah.
I got it.
But Bradford Wallace taught me to make the best Bloody Mary I've ever made.
And what's that recipe? Let's hear it.
Well, I can't tell you, man. It's a secret, bro. I got it on text message, no big deal. But it's got a lot of ingredients in there. But I have.
Is there pickle juice?
Yeah, there's. Well, no, not pickle juice. It's
olive juice.
Peppercini juice.
Oh, that's a good move. That's a good move. That's a very good move.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
What kind of vodka? Vodka? Pepper vodka?
Well, you know what? Honestly, it's a preference on the vodka because the vodka,
vodka, you can honestly, if you got a good Bloody Mary mix recipe, you can really put any vodka you want to put in it. If you want to add a good accent to it, it's nice to add that peppered vodka or a spicy vodka. Then you get a more kick. But
we have so many extra ingredients that go into it. It's not just
then
pepper,
the vodka don't
it's
matter.
Like
if it's just a good mix, then it's a good mix.
Yeah. We have a solid mix that goes into it. Or, from what he's taught me. And I've literally had customers. I think he stopped working there about a year ago. But I've had customers for the past year come in and ask me for Bradford's Bloody Mary. And I'm like, another individual I'd love to see on the show would be Jose Manzanares. He's the GM at the Basque Center.
I know Jose. He's a fucking cat.
Yeah, he kind of like.
A cool guy.
He's taught me a lot of shit.
Dude, maybe I'll reach out to him. Oh,
100%.
You just
should.
Reach out to him separately. Dude,
yeah.
Both
he would definitely enjoy this. Like, this is a person. He's been a mentor for a long time. He has a daughter. I have a daughter. So he's taught me a lot in that aspect. Also, he was my bartender when I was a cook. Like, he was there when I was fucking up, all the pizzas. And then taught me, like, hey, this is kind of what you need to do. I also lived with him for a little bit. He allowed me. He's just good. He's a good man, good friend, great father. He's taught me a lot. And those are two people that are genuine to downtown and, like, Boise area. But they're very charismatic. They carry conversations quite well, and they're good at what they do. Also, they're respectful fathers, and that's something I enjoy. But they'll give you a different perspective that I would give you. So I think those are the two people I'd like to see on here.
Man, Jose, I sat with him at your bar one time over at fucking Front Door. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy and great role model, but...
And that's me talking to him and not knowing who he was.
The thing
I had no idea
is,
who he was and what he did, like, what he was about, and then when he left, somebody was like, you know who that is, right? I was like, no. Figure it out, kid.
Yeah, figure it out, bud. 'Cause it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal.
No, he still has the Manzi. It's our top-selling drink at the Front Door. I've tried to compete with it a few different times. It just... it's a solid drink. No, he's a people's person. He can connect to anybody, any different race, sex, any different, even a judgmental person. He can connect with them. He's a people's person. That's probably why you connected with him, just like I did.
Dude, we just sat at the bar and had a good time.
Yeah, he's a good dude. What he did for the Front Door, we're really thankful for, and what he's done for the Basque community, I'm sure they're quite pleased with.
So what are your shifts right now looking at the Front Door? Like, are you getting a good amount of work still? Like, if I came in, like, could I come in to visit you with my mask on? Come in, like, how do I gotta do this?
Well, yeah, of course you can.
The patrons have to wear a mask, or is it just you guys? Like, how does this work?
So as an employee, we have to wear a mask and gloves. We're going to keep that for as long as the general public
Asks.
Yeah, as long as they, feel comfortable with that, we're going to keep doing it to make sure they keep coming back. We're taking all the right precautions, and so on and so forth. But, if you want to come see me, I'm guaranteed to be there every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. I got a set schedule, so that's kind of like my nights there. It's always a good time, come to the front door. On the weekends, you're getting $2 Idaho cans. It's the best deal in town. You can't beat it anywhere else. I mean, we're talking name brand. You go anywhere in town, Mother Earth, Buku or Hop Diggy, you're paying $6.50, $5.50 minimum. Come to the front door, $3. On happy hour, $2. Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
So we can still drink there, but we gotta order food.
Yeah. You won't. Technically, you don't have to order food. You gotta get a table. You have to get a table. That's the rule. We have a couple tables that are lined up on the bar. Still a good time, and that follows the same suit with the Reef. Come there for some food or some drinks. The great thing about our establishment is, we've established ourselves as a restaurant, but we have the aspect of a bar, and that's what's helping us out.
Honestly, great way to put it.
Yeah.
As a patron who goes there regularly, God, that's why I go there. I don't just go to the Reef or Brickyard or the front door just because I have friends there, but because I go there on a Friday, Saturday night.
Absolutely.
And there's other people say, hey, let's go to the Reef. It is a very big place to be.
Yeah, it's a place to be.
The Johnson fucking family.
House Johnson. That's what I call it. House Johnson.
What you call it, what I'll call it, what anybody needs to hear. The Johnson family.
Yeah, I dig that, man.
The people who own that bar, the people who have built that establishment.
Yeah, they're good people.
Have absolutely done an amazing job.
Right, and what I tell everyone that walks into that establishment, hey, don't lie, cheat, or steal from them. They'll treat you like family. Don't lie, cheat, or steal. And they'll treat you the same.
And that's as an employee, let alone a patron.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an employee, but I feel like, they've really took me under the wing. But, just like I brought up earlier, like, it was a little sketchy at first. I was like, oh, by the way, I know what happened before with the brother and sister.
You know what I was doing this time last year?
Yeah, I was like...
I was blowing up shit in front of Johnny's house. I fucking 4th of July, bro. This time last year, me and him were setting off fucking fireworks. Like it was the goddamn first day of the American.
Oh, that makes me happy because like 2 days after that, maybe it might have been the same fucking night. We were all at a party, and one of our coworkers.
Was it the party before? It was the 4th of July party, the actual night.
Yeah, we were in all the cul-de-sac.
At the party, but we met after.
Okay.
So Johnny and I met up after.
So me and Johnny's little brother Justin decided to take an epic picture.
Was Star there?
I don't know. Oh, Johnny's
recurrent.
Yeah, yes. I don't fucking know. I've never seen her.
Was there a fight between the two of them?
No, not in front of me. Like when I got there, I was pretty fucked up, and me and Justin, there's people lighting fireworks, and we're like, oh, let's be those cool douchey dudes that take off their shirt and take a picture in front of the fireworks. We started taking a picture, and that shit started sparkling. We're like, trying to act cool, but this shit's lighting our back on fire. And I think during this time, Johnny decided to just casually walk through the fireworks, doing Johnny's thing, with the backpack full of more fireworks. I'm looking at this whole situation like this is a fucking disaster, but let's fucking do it.
This is a Johnson party.
This is a House Johnson fucking rolls out. Yeah, it was a good time, man. This time last year, it was a party. Talk about 4th of July this year.
What are you doing?
All right, so I'm kind of stuck in a position where I'm trying to plan something with an individual, and she's just not really having it. So I'm really gonna. I made plans with my buddy's cabin. Ryan, he's from California, and we're gonna go up there with Jake and his girl and a whole bunch of their friends, and we're just gonna just be in McCall for the weekend.
Are you in McCall? I got a cabin for 2.5, 3 hours outside of McCall. And it's
your cabin?
Yeah.
Oh, legit. Yeah.
So have you ever seen Warren Wagon Road? So you hit the lake. You're right downtown. You take a right.
Right.
On Warren Wagon Road. You drive for a couple hours. My cabin's in that town. It's called Warren. Warren, Idaho. It's an old mining town. It's just outside McCall. So what we do, my grandma stays in that cabin year round. My grandma's a badass. This chick drinks more vodka than you've ever seen.
Roll Tide.
Oh, dude, she just sits and scents all night. But she's a homie. So I tell my girl, hey, I'm coming up for 4. She'd be like, I'll be here, darling. See when you get here. Hey, I might be at the creek. I might not, but I'll see when you get here, darling.
Right.
Every time. She's a badass Idaho grandma.
Is that what you're doing on the 4th?
What I was going to do, but my girl works on the 5th.
Oh, dude.
But...
Oh, thank God House Johnson let me have the Sunday
the thing
off.
is, if we really thought about it and planned it, we could probably go up 3rd and 4th, get back 5th morning.
Right. Where does she work?
Dawson Taylor.
What's that?
For Hayden Beverage. We all know Hayden
Oh, that's
Beverage.
what you're...
Yeah, we all know Hayden Beverage.
Coffee shop.
No. So Dawson Taylor is the coffee shop of Hayden Beverage.
Okay.
So Hayden Beverage does own Dawson Taylor. You know how Hayden Beverage distributes to everybody?
Yeah, absolutely.
The coffee they distribute is Dawson Taylor coffee.
Okay.
They have a coffee shop downtown right across the street from Idaho.
Off A Street.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Haven't been there, but I'll definitely have to check it
You
out.
have to, bro. No, you have to.
It's a little weird this 4th of July because typically working in the industry, like 4th of July is a solid night for you, right?
Yep.
You don't get it off for some
4th of July is a Monday. It's like
reason.
it's like St. Patty's Day. It's
Yeah,
like New
what I'm
Year's Eve.
confused about is-
So the 5 best years of being a bartender: St. Patrick's Day, New Year's Eve,
Yep.
fucking 4th of July,
I'll take that.
Halloween.
All right.
I think that's 4. I don't think it's 5.
We got to give the 5, right?
What's 5? What's 5? What would be 5? What's the 5th best day?
You want to know?
Let's hear it.
The night before Thanksgiving. Why? Because everyone's cooking the next day. They're cooking the whole night. They're ordering out. The night before Thanksgiving,
So we got
restaurants get their asses kicked in.
Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
We got Halloween.
Right. I can
We
dig
got
that.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
And what was the 5th I missed?
4th of July.
4th of July. That's the 5 busiest day in the bartending industry. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Maybe,
In Idaho.
maybe even Father's Day because they're so disappointed.
No, bro.
I didn't
They're
get
so
that new
disappointed.
trainer I wanted.
They're like, God dang it!
No, dude,
for
it's
Mother's Day, she
gotta
wants
be-
a diamond cut
And
bracelet,
the two best, Halloween, New Year's Eve.
Easily Halloween. Halloween's a
Halloween is
Halloween
if not
just
the
like,
number
guess
one.
what? For all the girls, like, guess what? I
Right.
can finally dress like a hoe, and no one will judge me.
Halloween
So
has to be
everyone's
number fucking 1 almost, bro. It is the busiest week. Because, bro, it's not just one night. If Halloween falls on a fucking Friday,
But you
Monday,
remember
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are
Fellas, you
busy.
remember like two years ago, it fell on a Wednesday, so we had the weekend before,
Wednesday.
and then the weekend after, and then the middle of the week. It
Oh my god, it was just
was like a fucking full 7 days of
people
partying.
dressing up in costumes.
Everyone's in
like,
costume the entire
Every night.
It was
A
insane.
full fucking 7 days.
full 7 days.
That was solid.
Full 7 days, bro.
Yeah, I was up in Seattle at that time. My sister was like taking me around, and you know, my sister, just like the rest of our family, like if anyone's coming to visit, we're trying to go above and beyond. And let me tell y'all, she went above and beyond. Red Bull, proper jobs. Y'all did great. And not a thank you, because like that was the most fucking fun I never want to have again. I think I threw up for 4 days after that. And I might have broken my hand. Actually, I did. One of her bartenders was an old medic for the Army. And that night I was just like, you know, just being a typical drunk dude. You know, like, oh, I'm mad at something. Let me punch something else.
Right.
I don't know. Ended up giving myself a boxer fracture, and I was just like, I don't have health insurance. She's like, no, don't worry. I have a bartender. She was a medic in the Army.
Fuck.
Yeah, she reset my hand. I don't know. I was skeptical at the time, but just want to let you know there's like
it did do good.
It works. Everything works. Like, props to her.
You know Jared was a medic in the Army?
I did not know that, but I heard like he was in the military, so that's pretty cool.
No, he wasn't just
Much
in the military,
respect.
dog. He was in the heat. And in his podcast, we didn't talk about it, but we talked about a lot of stuff off show.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he told me about things he legally could not have said. So I cannot say.
No, I totally get that.
He was like, dude, this is, since we're not on microphone, I can tell you this, but like. No, I found one dude's thumb.
Yeah, no,
I was like, oh my god.
I totally get that.
Same shit.
My friend's a special forces sniper. And he's about to go into his 6th tour. Like, he's had to learn like 3 or 4 different languages. But one night, it was probably about 3 years after high school, so about 8 years ago, we just started messaging each other real late at night, because I'd come home from a late night, it'd be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, he's just waking up in Iraq, and I guess not a lot of people.
And you're getting off work.
Yeah, and he's just messaging me. He's like, "Yo, how you doing?" I'm like, "Yo, dude, it's so good to hear from you." And he told me, and I still have these messages saved. But he told me in detail descriptions of like battles they had. Like he was in the heat of the moment, and
in Iraq.
Yeah, and I forget the town he told me about. I'm sure if you looked it up, they had the most gunfights and battle fights every day. It was a strategic point for Al-Qaeda at the time. And he told me specific and detail, like, stories. And this was, every couple of weeks, like when I could finally get in contact and we'd just be meeting up at home, finally, talking online when he's just waking up, about to, do his normal battle shit. And I'm just going to sleep after having, like, a night that he would just dream for at that time.
Right.
And he would just tell me this. Yeah, I'm like, I'm talking to girls, drinking beers freely in my country. And
I just shot 3 Arabs. Like,
yeah, he's like, dude,
I'm sitting here trying to sleep, having a hard time.
He'd literally tell me, he's like, yeah, I just trekked back to like our central command post, or I don't know the right terminology, but it is fucking 32 clicks or 32 miles, and it was a gunfight the whole time, and fucking 4 feet of snow in Iraq's mountains. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm trying to comprehend this. I'm like, I've been talking to girls and drinking fucking whiskeys all night. I'm so sorry, No,
yeah, when Jared said he's going to come back on eventually, I think it's like there's like a 6 or 7 year statute that like lets you not talk about these things. He says after that happens, we can come back on, and it'll be.
I'll have to we'll see if we have to get if I ever come back on, see if I have to get my my buddy.
At least 3 of my guests have came on again. It's not something that I am frowned upon. Dude, if you ever want to come back on, you can tell me. You'd be like, hey, dude, I'm ready to do this.
It would be a good conference call to call up my buddy and just be like, hey, yeah.
No, I did that.
Because, now I think about it, like, dude, I've lived pretty comfortably. I went around my lifestyle and kind of, like, lived my life. I thought about joining the military, but, like, he gave up everything for that shit. He's still in it, has a beautiful family now. He's married. And,
right. So 3 episodes ago, we had actually 2 people on, me, one other person, and then I had a 3rd person on the phone. Yeah. I have the soundboard, bro. I can do all kinds of shit. So if you want to have somebody come on, we do a mobile cast.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, all day. So if he wants to come on, all we do is, you see this right here? I plug your phone to that motherfucker right there, and he's in the podcast, bro.
He would enjoy that. I'm sure he would.
It's cool, dude. I've done multiple, because all you got to do is you put your phone right here, and a good iPhone, it'll pick up the sound for me and you talking right here.
Perfect.
So it's just having a speakerphone conversation with a good friend. So right when BLM hit, all that crazy shit with all the protests, me and you went downtown and had that.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was just, dude, we're walking through the streets. They're like, we literally just walked in through like a mob. We're like,
we walked out of a bar into a mob, but we had to agree with everything that was happening.
Yeah, we had to, well, you know, I did agree with a lot of it. I was just like, you know,
but at the time, they could have been protesting somebody being fucking killed, and we would have like, cool. But we just walked out of a bar.
And then I saw, like, one of my old coworkers. I'm like, oh, DJ, oh, thank God. We do stuff together.
Yeah. To be fair, everything going on, we agree with. All of that. But
yeah,
the situation 100%. We were in, we walked out of a bar with a mob of 100 people.
Well, with everything going on, it's like...
Real quick. We walked out of a bar, and then a fucking protest of 100 people, literally the second we walked out, interjected our path to our car.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to walk through not just the beginning, but to the end of the mob. So we had to walk through it.
Oh,
that
100%.
being said, whatever the fuck they were talking about was in our best interest to agree with.
Oh, 100%. Like,
but
I've seen
just
what's
so
happened.
happens we both agree with the Black Lives Matter movement. We were like super into it, but I just have a fun thing to say, and that is, if I did disagree, what the fuck would you think I would have said in that moment?
Honestly,
not a single thing.
No, I think you would have just kept your head down and just kept fucking walking.
Yep.
Honestly,
or no, I would have said just like, cause dude, that was a mob of a lot of people. You walked out. And
I mean, it's 100 people against 2. Well, it's not even against.
I was aware of what was
we kind of just like walked out, and I looked up. I'm like, oh shit, this is about to happen. And I'm like, you know, with everything's going on, and it's like, you know, you really don't know what you're gonna be dealt with, so you kind of just like roll into it. Like, all right, let's see what happens. Let's hope for the best.
Thankfully, I was aware of what was going on in the world, and I agreed. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Amen to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on? It's like
the crazy thing is, to be 100% honest, in the situation we were in, we could have had no idea what they were protesting about, and walked out of that bar and been like,
well, that's the unfortunate thing, because it has happened to a lot of people in our daily culture. Like, people just like walk down the wrong street and they're like, holy shit, I didn't realize I was totally getting myself in this situation. A lot of people have been knocked out cold, you know, beaten unconscious, and just like that.
Just for being white too, they have been beaten up.
And we had just walked out, and it's like, guess what? We could have just had a normal conversation, and one person caught the wrong end of it, and then we have 100 people on us.
It wasn't even wait a second,
it's not even. Yeah, it's not even what was happening. It's not even. And I've seen people like, I saw this. You know, I don't know the whole situation, and I don't know the whole background story, but I did see this one video of this younger girl just sitting on a bus stop, and she got hit about 6 or 7 times, and she didn't say a word. She just stood there. Maybe she was just like so shocked by it. She didn't know what to do. She didn't want to, you know. She got hit 6 or 7 different times, and it was like a mob of people, and I'm like, well,
because one person sees them hit.
Yeah.
And they don't ask.
Everyone wants to jump in, and they don't know the story. And it's like, hey, wait, dude, it's
he said, please don't hurt me. And then all of a sudden, one guy pushed him, and then 19 other people hit him.
Yeah, it's like, wait a second. What are we even doing in today's society and culture? Like, are we even taking care of the people that took care of us when we were kids? No, we're you know.
That's what sucks to see. This whole thing is so amazing. This is a movement. This is an amazing movement. People are making changes in the world right now, and we are a part of it. And I am 100% involved, respected, and into this.
It's pretty.
And it's also really sad to see what's going on right now with some of the smaller things. Like, there's some people like we just both said, hey, there was a mob that walked by, and this person literally didn't say something wrong, but one person from the mob may have decided to start something.
Well, that's all it takes. It just takes a small
one
trigger
click,
thing.
one trigger. So
my thing is, I hate that people today, you know, they're too busy being Republican or Democrat to realize they stopped being a decent person a long time ago.
Right.
Because of that perspective.
Your agenda is more important than your personality.
I'm so Democrat. I'm so Republican. Oh, fuck everyone else's feelings. No, like, you stop being a decent person
before you're both
a long
of those.
time ago.
You're a human before you're a Democrat. You're a human before you're a Republican. You're a human before you're a libertarian.
Get rid of the two-party system.
Before you're... well, if I was to identify myself as one of those parties, I would put myself in a libertarian with a heavy Republican standpoint. I'm libertarian, but I can agree with a lot of Republican.
I just say I'm a hybrid. I'm
That's
something
well,
that
okay. I have to.
I'm a mix between all.
I have a podcast. I can't just like be like blah, 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 I'm out.
Right.
You know, like if people are gonna listen to this, I have to stand by what I am, and what I am is.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah, exactly. And what I would say that I am on the top of everything, like push come to shove, I'm a libertarian with a Idahoan base. I've grown up and born and raised, so I can't not lie at the fact that I grew up here and that pushes some of my political standpoint. Right. But I do feel like having a government is really hard to have. You know, and I agree with having it. Yeah, I agree with the Libertarian Party a lot. I see their standpoint on how, oh my God, I don't want to be governed. I don't want this. I don't want that. But right now, we have to be governed. There's okay, you can be libertarian, you can be like, fuck being governed, all this and that. But at the end of the day, we right now have something that's going on. What's going on is there's fucking a party or two, and I lean red.
Right.
And that's where I stand. You know, I'm libertarian with a red bias. Like, I'm close to red.
Quick little side note. What'd you think about Karen and Ken in on the front porch and defending their property?
Was that what that was?
Yeah. I thought
that was just a meme. Like, I thought, like...
No, that's a genuine thing. Like,
because I saw one that was like, a manager now.
Well, you know, I saw a lot of people, especially a lot of people that are business owners and managers of the establishments downtown that like criticize these people, you know, and really criticize them for defending their property and their home. But I also saw posts of these same individuals saying, oh, someone was outside of my property and here's a picture of them. It's like, well, wait a second, you want to have your cake and eat it at the same time? What do you really want here? Because if people are walking onto your private property, are you going to just allow them to walk in?
Hard no.
No, absolutely not. Dude, you have to protect your home.
I'm glad you got a phone and taking pictures of me doing it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? You know, if I had a established area that was gated off and people forcefully moved into this area, I would try to defend the place I sleep at night to the extent where they did. You know, they showed, hey, we're here to protect ourselves. We're not firing random weapons into the air. We're not, you know, I'm sorry, if you have 150, 200 people walking through your yard, you're going to start thinking a little different too. And the fact that people are, you know.
Well, think of Waco, and then there's Ruby Ridge, Idaho. Did you ever hear Ruby Ridge, Idaho?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You have. So, like, yeah, Idaho is just like as bad as anywhere else.
You know, if you're going to criticize this, don't post pictures of someone standing in front of your door and say, oh, this person's in front of my door, and then be like, oh, you can walk through our neighborhood. You know, right. You're being a hypocrite.
Where was that taken, that picture? Like the Karen in the can, whatever.
I believe it was in St. Louis in a upper scale neighborhood that led to the mayor's. Okay, fuck you.
If we're in St. Louis, you pull up to my goddamn house, I'm gonna pull my guns out.
I'm just saying, you know, if I work in if I live in a private residential area and people forcibly break through the gates and then just march through the streets and on private property, like, yeah, I'm gonna try to defend the place where I sleep, and I'm gonna defend the place that my family sleeps. And if you think otherwise, then, you know, I hate to say it, you know, let me walk through your house and, you know, take stuff out of your cupboard and see how you feel, bud.
We live in Idaho. There's a reason why there's only 2 states in this entire fucking 50-state American beauty that we have. That on the Waco show, there was Waco, Texas, and Ruby Ridge, Idaho.
Yeah.
There is 2 fucking places
where they shot his wife. And
they did, but goddamn, tell you what, you know, they had a full militia.
No,
they had a full. Just think about, real quick. Think about this. They had a full militia against this guy because he is just a single fucking family.
Yep.
One man with one family in the mountains of Idaho that they had to bring an entire militia to bring down. Think about the entire state, guys.
Yeah.
We are a public podcast. Everybody hears this. All I have to say is Idaho and Texas are really two places that you cannot fight the fact that we like our guns.
Well, we just have a different respect for, I think, the culture.
Self-protection.
And our country, no matter what, I mean, you can look back into history and you can criticize, America and where it's come from. But if you look at every great civilization, they had to take something from someone else.
And we ain't going to have nothing taken from us.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, I feel like America's great. Why? Because it's a melting pot. It's made over different cultures, organizations, different people, different dialects, different everything. That's what makes us great.
Different perspectives.
Once we start trying to divide us in different sects, different races, different everything, that's where the race becomes. Because if you think about it, we're all one, right? We're all one country. All right, so let's think as one country. Let's stop thinking as, oh, this is black, this is white, this is Latino. No, we're all one.
We're America. We're one fucking country.
We're all one. And once people stop dividing us in different categories, in different sects, different cultures, then racism will leave, because we'll be united. We'll be not individuals.
We'll be one.
Yeah.
We'll be one.
Be a solid country, We have to get past that point where we stop categorizing,
black
people,
rights, every rights.
No, we're one.
American rights. We're everybody. We
Guess
love
what?
each other.
What's best for our country should be best for every individual, and that's where equality comes in. We have to treat me just like you, just like Joe Bob down the street.
We do have to give respect to the black community for the fact,
100%. They've gone through so much, and
Yeah, we do. We have to give them that respect. But I do agree so much with what you're saying on the premise of just, dude, we're all just one big entity here. We're America.
Let's act like a family, because that's all.
Because we all need each other.
We all live in the same place.
Black Lives Matter needs the homeboys from down south to come in.
If we don't recognize that, we don't move forward on that action, then nothing's gonna change. So we all need to come together and realize, hey, this is not okay. And the only way that we're gonna change that is if we all stick together. Right on. But we all need to realize we're all in this together. It's not you against me. It's not them against them. We're in this together. So if we're going to make a change, we're going to stick together, move forward as a unit, and progress.
Amen.
Go from there.
I don't think there's another word that I can say to end this podcast any better than the way Brandon White just put it. We got to stick together as a community, as a family, and as a country. Guys, we're going through a lot right now. But there's one thing we can do is we can do it together.
Absolutely. I dig that, man.
Do it together.
It's been a wonderful time. I appreciate you bringing me on here, man.
Thank you so much, my man, Brandon White. This has been episode 18 of the Young Blood Podcast, guys. Yee-hee. Again, if you do search me on any social media, we are on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The Young Blood Podcast. Fuck you, just kidding. There's no the. Young Blood Podcast, YoungBloodPodcast, all on word. Please, guys, we are on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and all those in between. Go follow.